It's crucial crossroads in the co-main event in Florida. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie, helping you break down the co-main event in UFC on ESPN Plus 19 between Cub Swanson and Kron Gracie. Cub Swanson, the known commodity, the veteran. How can you not root for him? Despite my official pick, possibly, I'm actually rooting for Cub here. He's on a bit of a skid. He's had some tough times, but he's been competitive in matchups. He's gotten caught with some things that perhaps would have put other fighters down. And I don't want to close the chapter preemptively on the veteran. He can do it all. And speaking of flow and getting into momentums, can this guy get on a momentum when he starts to get going? But there will be treacherous pitfalls along the way. You can't just let go offense when you have a specialist grappler standing across from you that is Kron Gracie. He was able to show that he could do it on the high level against Alex Caceres. And let's be honest, even in Japan back in 2016, he beat notable names that were in the UFC, such as Tatsuya Kawajiri or Hideo Tokoro, who may not have been in the UFC, but has fought in very many of organizations throughout time. So we've seen Kron against veterans, wrestlers, grapplers, and guys who can strike. But he still is very at odds in the experience department. Still has a lot to show in the stand-up, though he is training with the Diaz brothers. My thoughts on the matchup. Well, the odds makers currently have Kron Gracie as the favorite at -175, with a comeback on the underdog, Cub Swanson, +155. A bit of a surprise here, and again, another reason, if you don't already root for underdogs, to root for one here. However, Cub Swanson has suffered 7 submission loss, despite him being a Higan Machado black belt in his own right. Of course, Cub has been mainly focusing on MMA despite getting into the game in jiu-jitsu. In fact, he actually has history with Kron Gracie. And with that subsequent history and the fact that he's facing a Gracie, there has been stories of Cub having trouble finding training to train his jiu-jitsu. That said, I'm not counting that against him. In fact, that makes me root for Cub. But as we saw with Gracie's pressure, unless Cub can knock him out, hurt him to the body, and really start to turn the tides, I think Gracie will actually take this one. I think Cub Swanson will surprise many with his defense early, but I think the longer this goes on, if Cub can't find a definitive answer and get Gracie out of there, I think Gracie gets him actually in the second to maybe even third round by submission. Regardless of if you agree with my pick, heck, I don't even agree with my own pick. I want to be wrong here. I love Cub. Keep it locked, MMA Junkie. You know we got you covered all week long.